Hello, and I'm back. Okay, so I think I've got my sound problem that I've been having. The sound syncing problem may be sorted out. Thank you to my eldest daughter. She has given me some advice, as she's an expert on sound and sound engineering. So that may be now sorted out, which is pretty awesome, as I've been wasting a huge amount of time manually trying to sync up audio tracks for a thing that I'm only doing for my own bizarre fascination anyway, which is quite strange. Anyway, back to the game. We are playing Mork Borg, and our hero, Harmug, has just finished exploring a tower, informing one of the guards in the tower, a Markle, that the city... Oh, I've forgotten the city's name. The city of Galgenbeck is on fire, and so Markle, the guard, has decided that he's not going to guard anymore for this blind alchemist in the tower, and instead has tagged along with Harmug. Harmug and Markle are out of food, and so spent the day exploring the woods, and in the process of exploring the woods they came across a small collection of huts. I'll hold up my picture. A small collection of... Oh, let's go to that one. A small collection of huts in the wood. There we go. Nice and easy. My high-end artwork and our high-end graphics. A small... Sorry, I keep playing with my nose. It's because it's cold. It's not that cold actually today. A small collection of very rusticy, mud-packed log cabins in a small clearing in the woods. As you can see, there's looks like there's some form of altar or sacrificial situation. A small well, and a spit roasting some interesting meat. Whilst observing from the clearing, I didn't roll their agility or anything, so they might have got spotted. So I might do that when we first kick off to see if the cultists, the spider cultists, which we have called them spider cultists because we'll say they've got a strange embroidery, spider-like strange embroidery around on their cloaks. They're cultists, so of course they must wear big hooded cows. But we'll say that they had spider tattoos on their faces, the classic spider web facial tattoo of the sort of the alternative punky type spider on the face or on the elbow. There's the classic elbow spider web as well. But let's say that they were observed. I was thinking over there since yesterday evening. I was thinking, well, if they're fighting, these are spider cultists, as the role said in. I can't think. It's completely slipped my mind how to say this word. So I can't remember what this supplement. I think ferocity. I can't think of it. Sorry, ignore me. Anyway, spider cultists. Then they need spiders. So I had a look on Drive-Thru RPG, and I was at work, and so we have a spider that we will use. That was a pay what you want, and so I'll put the link if I think to. Oh God, how pretentious me to say. I'll put a link in the bottom. Not that anyone's going to watch this. If you do, I do apologise, and I apologise that I don't know. Hopefully you're entertained. I'm entertained, and that's all that matters. So anyway, so we've observed, and between the two of them, they've decided that they will wait until it gets darker, and then approach the camp and see if they can steal some food, some meat, and then they'll keep travelling north towards where this, fabled mystic goat resides. So I was thinking. One of the descriptions of this spider is arachnids that lay their egg sacs in the throats of ensnared victims. excuse this description. The first of the young to hatch eat their siblings and then feed upon the flesh of the host from the inside until it is large enough to rupture forth from the corpse. It severs the head and uses the skull as a shell to protect its soft abdomen. So, because of that, I was thinking maybe our spider cultists would wear thick leather neck guards, which Harmug and Markle will discover, possibly, as we follow on. So, Harmug and Markle would have retreated into the woods to wait till the end of the day, and we rejoin the action as the sun begins to set, and the clearing is getting darker. Let's say that the spider cultist, because it's in the woods, will have lit a couple of torches. So there's firelight, flickering firelight within the clearing, a muddy, because it's been raining quite torrentially. Even this day was, what did I say? I think I wrote it down. Oh, irritating drizzle. So the ground is quite slick. It's been raining. So I think yesterday was the cloudburst weather, so intermittent heavy rain. Before that it was drizzle, and before that it was the torrential hammering rain, which was the day of the misery. So we haven't got to the morning yet. So basically they need to get food from this camp, otherwise they go to bed hungry. So Harmug and Markle together slowly approach the encampment with the intention of doing some twilight robbery and getting away with as much food as they can. Alright, so we'll creep up. This is the plan. Okay, we'll creep up into the clearing. I reckon we should be able to cut off some of that meat. We'll get as much as we can, and then we'll just get out. Well, we can see if there's anything else we could get. See if they have any other food. I mean, there's 4 cabins there. We can have a look around and see if there's, it's 4 of them log cabins. Have a look around, see if there's anything inside. Well, I suppose we could see if we could grab any other stuff. They might have some potatoes or something that we can stick in the fire. Baked potato and a bit of meat. Oh, that sounds lovely at the moment. Well, I'm quite sneaky, and you have got that arm on. So as long as you stand at the edge of the clearing and you're willing to come running in if I get into trouble, I don't mind having a look around the camp. Are you just saying that so as you can nick some stuff? No! No! Why would I do that? 'Cause you're a thieving git. I am not. I'm just going to go and get us some food. Alright. Well, you'll also try and have to get, because I haven't got a sack or anything, and you haven't got anything to carry this in. What have I got? I've got some vials. Do you know? Oh, I remember. He said it had hallucinations, didn't he? This blue one. Wonder if we could slip it in their water, get them all like hallucinated and that, and get them off their faces. All right, how many did we see? I think we saw 5 or 6. All right, 5 or 6. Well, there's 4 cabins. There's 5 or 6 of them. Do you know? We should have really tried hanging around out here and watched them and seen what cabin they went into. Because we've got no idea which cabin they went into. Are you any good at tracking? I could say yes, but the answer's no. Me either. I'm good at whacking people over the back of the head and taking their wallets. Yes, I would have guessed that about you. Anyway, alright. Okay, you sneak in. So, our Markle is going to attempt to come out of the bush by the sides, all the bracken, that are making as minimum noise as possible, and make his way across the clearing. So I'm imagining that they are that our 2 are at that bottom end. So he will have to clear up towards that well and move over. like I said, there's spider webs. So there's spider webs all over the place. I don't know if you've ever seen. So sometimes there's footage of where there's an infestation of spiders, and there's like webs. Where's my phone? I haven't got my phone on me. There's webs up tree. Well, so if my youngest was here, she would not be pleased with this. She detests spiders in all forms, ways, shapes and forms, even in fantasy games when you're killing them. So there's webs on the ground. There's webs up the sides of all of these log cabins. All the trees in the surrounding areas have sort of got webs across them. There's webs everywhere. So Markle and Harmug are being a bit trepidatious, but they haven't seen hide nor hair, no signs of any spiders up until this point. So, I mean, I've just thought of where there might be some. We'll do that when if he makes noise, we'll do it. We'll do it when he gets closer. I think, you might be able to guess what I'm thinking. So, Markle will slip out from the side and will attempt to sneak across this clearing, this muddy clearing, trying not to slip or make too much noise. Let's say that he leaves the edge of the bush and he can get all the bushes rather than bush, because I am in Australia and I don't mean bushes in bush, I'm bushes in bushes, and moves towards. So he's going to move up towards the well and because he's curious, wants to look in the well, and he's going to edge round and just have a look around as he's going in to see if he can see anything around the area. So first off, we'll roll to have Markle go into the clearing, see if he makes any noise, and then we will ask the Oracle if Markle sees anything else that's interesting anywhere. So first off, we've got him attempting to. So what I'll do is I'll just roll, and then we'll see what difficulty level he reaches. He had our old agility, which was +0, a 9. So that is incredibly simple. So between incredibly routine. So it's not. I mean, he's not quiet. Basically, there's a slight squishy sound as he begins to move through the mud, and you can hear as he pushes through certain some of the webs, and how that pulls back on long reedy grass, or he treads on the odd tiny little twig, but he is none the wiser himself and just keeps going. Whereas Harmug, sitting on the side, is going, "Oh my God, he sounds like a big bloody oxen moving through there." So Harmug will get his knife out and get his club ready to go charging in. So let's make a perception check for. Let's just make a perception check and see. Okay, 15. So someone in one of these 4 cabins has taken note that there's a noise outside which is not normal. The noise level has changed. So Markle has got into the clearing, and he's standing right in the clearing, which would then of course mean that Markle he's crouched down, and I'm trying to be sneaky. This is me sneaking. So he sneaks into the corner, and then he's going to turn and he's going, "Oh, that smells good," and head towards our suspicious turning spit of meat, which is how's it turning? Don't know. Something is turning it. There's some pulley system mixed with something or another is turning it, and it's slowly rotating. I didn't think of that. How would it turn? There's no mechanical spit turners, is there? It's not like a kebab shop. And he will head off towards that. Let's see if there's another foul. 2. Right, that's a total foul. So as he attempts to reach the meat, his foot gets caught on something, and he pulls it, and there's a snap there's a crack, and there's a massive thonk as the meat falls into the fire, which makes a loud hissing sound. And from inside the cabin, there's, "What is the noise out there? Everybody should be in their cabins." And there's a clunk as someone lifts a piece of wood, and a door opens. And as that door opens, and a highly tattooed face pokes out, staring directly at Markle. Markle turns as there's a skittering sound coming from the well, and I hope that was an arachnophobic. Some hairy claws reach over the edge and start coming over the top of the well. Harmug will go, "Oh shit," and another door will open. And what will our where's the thing? What will our heart? Well, Marco hasn't got much choice really. Is he going to run away? So he's not a coward, but he is cruel. Is he going to leg it, or will he face off? We know there's 6. Facing off would be stupid. So what can I roll to give me some sort of thought of what he would do? Oh, I know. We've got a thing here. Disposition. So there is a disposition. Alright. Is this because the thing? Yeah. Disposition. Disposition is... Oh, you didn't see those. Sorry. He failed. The last roll was a 2. And the one before that was a 9. So disposition is 2d6. So this is a d66. So blacks. 45, bitter, spiteful. Alright, and we always get a second. So he is feeling bitter and spiteful, probably because he's hungry. And lowest of low, 11. Curse, despairing. Alright. I reckon he's going to try. Okay. So because he was close to the meat, his first instinct is run, and then he thinks, "I'm going to grab some meat." So picking up a knife which wouldn't do him any good to fight with, he is going to attempt to cut some chunks out of the meat, which is now starting to burn in the fire. As a couple of the doors are going to start opening, the one who's in the cabin closest is going to shout, "What are you doing? Thieves!" And he is going to he's got a very nice voice, hasn't he? "Thieves!" He will leave. These people have staffs and knives, all doing D4. Let's see. Okay. How many spiders have we got who are going to come out of this well? Their skull. They have skull. Let's do 3d6, which will give us a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 18. Or we could do 3d3. Let's do 3d3. So 3d3. So we've got 3, 6, 7. So 7 spiders are going to sort of come scuttling from various different directions. A few come out of the well and a few come around. So we'll have 7 spiders. And I'll read out what they do, what their stats are in a minute. And how many of these? So let's think. So we said there were 6. So let's ask the Oracle. Oracle, are there more than 6 cultists here? 3 is no, but. No, there aren't, but there are some out in the woods. Okay, no, but. So there are not more than 6 cultists. So there are only the 6 cultists here. So out of these 6 cultists, we wouldn't think all of them are going to be willing to sort of get into a Barney. So something keeps buzzing. So let's think that there would be, so out of the 6 cultists, we'll say there's a 2 plus a d4. 2 plus a d4, which would then give us a hold 6. 2 plus a d4 will come out. 2 plus a d4 is 5. So one of the cultists doesn't want to get involved. 5. This might be a fighting. They might have to run away from this. So we've got 5 cultists will come out. We'll split them into. So we've got 1 who's just come out. Let's say another 2. So we'll have 3 coming out to start off with, and then 2 will come out a few rounds later. 7 spiders are going to get involved in the first point. The spiders look like this. They have hit points of 3, morale of 5. So I think the spiders are going to retreat. So if half the spiders go, we said there's 7 spiders. So we've got, if half the spiders die, they will roll morale to retreat. They have an armor of 1 point. So let's do our spiders. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they all have 3 hit points. Oh, that's terrible. Do excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay, and then we have 3 of our cultists are going to pick up their staffs. That went bad quickly. Stupid Markle. And what did we say the cultists? So cultists have 8 hit points. 1, 2, 3, 8, 8, 8. So to start off with, our cultist who came out of the door closest to the meat, he is going to be able to get to Markle this turn, as Markle is going to attempt to cut some meat off the fire. And we'll say 2 of the spiders who come out the well can get to Markle. The other spiders will have to move in, but this will give Harmug an opportunity to charge in and to take out some of the spiders and help Markle retreat. And I reckon that's what Harmug is going to do, because Harmug's also hungry. So if Markle can get some of the meat, then they're both alright. We'll just see how much they can get, and if they manage to get away or not. I mean, I suppose. I mean, Harmug really wanted to use that scroll. Alright, I'm going to roll a d4, because that will tell us. So it's presence plus a d4 times per day. We've got a presence of 0. So, 4. Oh. So we have, I guess, 4 powers. So DR12, presence check, presence 0. So I think D2 creatures, D8 damage. Alright, okay. I think what we'll say is, so we said that there were going to be 3 cultists coming out. So 1 has come out near Harmug. 2 are going to come out of. I should really have a little camera thing. I can show you. Let's show you here. So I'm envisaging. We have our meat, we have our cabin here, and we have another cabin over here. 2 are coming out of this one here, so they're going to have to come across and around that way. It's all backwards. And then we've got 1 here, and this one can eat. Oh, maybe if I just move the book around. No, it's still the same. 1 is going to be able to easily get to Markle this turn, depending on the initiative. 2 spiders are coming out of here, and then we've got the other 5 spiders are just coming out around here. I think Harmug is going to attempt to cast Fireball using this new scroll at the 2 coming out of here, because it can do D2 creatures, D8 damage. So first off, we now are at a point where we have initiative. So our let's see if our 2 cultists would just run across. I don't think they're going to be able to get to Harmug in time to do anything. But we also let me just quickly go spiders. Our spiders have hit points of 3, morale of 5, armor of 1. They do a D3 damage with their fangs. If you're bit, you need to do a DR10 toughness test, or you become infected, which we can deal with later. They also have a web spray, which is a ranged attack. You need to pass an agility test of DR12, or you become entangled. You are able to move or take an action, but not both. You need a strength test of 10 to break yourself free. There we go. So, initiative. So what is it? 4, 5, 6 is characters. 1. Right, so they get to go first. So our 2 cultists on the far side are going to run into the middle of the clearing, getting close to Harmug. No, Markle, because they've only seen Markle so far. The one near the cabin is going to actually be able to get to Markle, and Markle is still busy trying to chop meat off. As he comes over and goes, "Get away from our food!" Swinging down his staff, doing a 12. Staff is a D4. Our Markle has no armor, but I gave him how many hit points? I think I said 5. So let's give our Markle. I can't see written down anyway. HP 5. Doing 2 hit points against Mark. Ow! Oh, Mug! Sorry. Help! Oh, what's the voice? I say. There we go. That's it. That's the voice. Harmug! Help! Help! Harmug is gonna go. Oh! As 2 of the spiders are gonna scut. Oh, one of the spiders is going to. Yes, one of the spiders is going to. Both the spiders are going to fire their webs at Markle, pinning Markle where he is. So Markle needs to make 2 DR12 agility checks, made and failed. So Markle is entangled at the moment, and the other 5 spiders are going to start scuttling up closer. So they're 2 there, they're 2 there, they're 2 there. We now have Markle and Harmug. Harmug is going to. Oh, what D20 shall I use? Because this might be bad. Harmug is going to get out the scroll and read whilst walking slowly forwards. He's going to read out the Fireball scroll, which I can't remember its exact name, and attempt to cast Fireball at the 2 cultists that are standing in the clearing. Both of them they're really dirty and muddy. One of them seems to have lots of spider webs hanging off their costume. Both of them are wearing a bizarre number of rings and accoutrements on their hands. Both their faces are quite covered, but you can still see that from their skin tones that they're tattooed quite heavily. And their robes are not clean. They're very dirty and covered in mud and stains, sort of fruit stains and very strange colourings and stains. They obviously do not keep themselves clean or have any form of hygiene. And they're barefoot as they step through towards. So our Harmug needs a 12 or more. A natural 1. A natural 1 is not even slightly good, is it? I believe a natural 1 is then a table on the really bad things. Oh, Harmug. What an absolute letdown. Where's natural? Yeah, I'm pretty sure a natural 1 is a very bad thing. Page 44 is an optional table of arcane catastrophes. Let's do some arcane catastrophes and really mess Harmug up. Harmug, D20. 4. The illusion of the celestial sphere is lifted. You now see what dwells beyond, and it sees you. Gazing upon a clear night sky drives you mad with fear. Well, I think Alright, I think that is saying to me that Harmug cast the spell, will read from the scroll. I reckon there's a percentage chance he will drop the scroll, and then he's going to run. So what have we got? What could he write? Resist poison, cold, heat, survive. So that's toughness is physical. Strength is strength. Agility is agility. Perceive, aim, charm, wield powers. I suppose I could give him a really hard, or a should be impossible, presence test. If Harmug fails the really hard, should be impossible presence test, poor old Markle is kind of going to be left to fend completely for himself, and Harmug is going to run with total terror and fear. I'll make him make an agility test, otherwise he's going to knock himself unconscious in the forests. But they won't go after him because, strictly speaking, they don't even know he's there. He's done for. So, let's make a... I mean, if Markle was... If this was a game and Markle was the other party member, I would try as DM to give Harmug an opportunity not to just desert his colleague. Though the dice, that's what the dice said, but to stay and help him. But let's see what we see. An 8. So that is at best that's a routine check. So, alright, what we'll do is Harmug is going to scream, which I won't do, and then Harmug. Hold on, that does keep. Someone's obviously trying to get to. Is it going? It's going. My daughter's doing a write a book in the day thing, and we've sponsored it enough so as the book's going to get published. So he's going to run off into the woods, and then we will give an opportunity for him to get his senses back, and then he can run back, and then we'll roll to see how many rounds he's gone for, and then we'll do a series of attacks against Markle and see if Harmug comes back how Markle is, because he could be dead by this point. And then if he is dead, then Harmug might decide that it's not worth his while and go away, or if he's not, Harmug could steam in and try and help. So that was a fail. So Harmug definitely takes a D2 of damage. So Harmug takes 2 points of damage, putting him on 5 hit points. I don't think he's probably going to try and do powers again or spells again. Anyway, he'll probably just sell these scrolls. Right, so Harmug turns and legs it. Now, previously we did with the monkeys and the dogs, we just did those, but that was because they were actually a part of the character. Markle isn't. So Harmug is now running through the woods going, "Ah! No! 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 Oh, it's not real! It's not real! I'm just a character in a game! No! No! I have no control over my own destiny! I have no autonomy! I'm just being controlled by a 50-year-old sitting at his dinner table! No!" And he will, let's see if he can get control of himself. Let's say every time he does a check, a D2's rounds pass, and it will get easier to do his checks as he goes. So D2's rounds, so 2 rounds passed. 18 should not be possible. So he runs. No, I can't. Oh, I can't leave. I can't leave Markle on his own. No. Obviously, the shock has changed his voice somewhat. So he's going to turn and head back and run back, which would be another two rounds. So Markle has been being attacked by spiders and cultists for 4 rounds. So I am going to roll 4 rounds. I will roll 6 d20s, and for every 12 or everything that's under 12, Markle will take a d4's damage. So we've got 1 under 12. Was that a 20? And we've got 2 more. So 3 under 12. So 3d4. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. What was that? 7, 8. 8 hit points, putting Markle on -5 hit points. Okay, so Markle is I'm going to just say he's broken, because I like doing the voice. But if he's dead, he's dead. So Harmug gets back. Harmug gets back. Let's see, how he's been gone for that long. So each round, I'm thinking, is he get each round? It says here each round's what, 10 seconds, something like that. So he's run off into the woods. Usually 10 rounds in a minute, so it's half a minute, it's 30 seconds, about 30 seconds. So he's gone, run away. No, it doesn't seem long enough. Okay, I think it's quite cool. All right, let's ask the Oracle. Oracle, yes, Pete. Is Markle on the altar, ready to be sort of attacked? Let me see. No, Pete, no, but he is about to be put on. So as Harmug comes back, 2. So we had 5. Yeah, so there's 5 cultists out there. 2 are holding onto Markle and starting to drag him over to that altar. The spiders have drifted back, so there were 7 spiders. Let's say there's a d4 plus 1 left, so there's 3 spiders out, milling around. The other spiders can't be seen. We have 5 cultists out there. 2 are holding on, holding Markle and putting him up onto the altar, and 3 of them are sort of milling around. One leader is there who's holding one of the spiders in his hands, and starting to holding it up and talking as they're dragging Markle up over the top. Oh no! All right. I'm hungry. There's a lot more of them than there is of me. Oh, I'm really drawn. I'm really torn. If I charge in, I can save him. But I don't know who he is from Adam. I only met him yesterday. Oh, I'm cruel. Alright, let's see what happens. Markle is dragged up onto the altar. There are some rituals are being said. They don't bother tying Markle down because he's unconscious. The spider is placed on his chest. They step back and the spider starts to skitter its way up its chest towards his face. And that's where we will Markle, Harmugs and go, yeah, I think that's enough of that. That's enough of that. Markle turns and walks back into the woods, and will try and find himself somewhere to sleep for the night, and hope his conscience doesn't plague him too much, which, to be honest, is very doubtful. And we will brush over the fact that our Markle is well, it's not exactly no more, but I mean, he's not going to be talking very much anymore. So, it's dark. I think we can only at best... so are we going to say that he's going to... Okay, so it's not going to be camping. It's going to be catching a breath. He's not going to get to sleep, and he can't eat a ration because he has no food. So tomorrow, I think, even though it's going to mean not eating, he basically has got to create some distance between here and start heading north. But first off, he's going to attempt to camp, which because it's just catching a breath, that's a DR9 because it's not all night. That passes, but he hasn't eaten, so he doesn't get to do any of the rolls. But he does sort of find himself a little nook in a tree, clamber up the tree, and just tuck himself into the nook, and as best as possible fall asleep, feeling both cold and understandably a bit depressed. But you know, a day's a day. You got to get through every day. The world's falling apart around us, so you just got to do your best, haven't you? Really. So new morning of a new day. He didn't really travel that day, so I'm going to add a day's journey onto it because this was just hunting. So day 4, 3. So no new misery. Weather. Well, I'm a bit bummed out. I keep. Well, you know, it was a hard one. But if he wasn't such a divvy-footed fella, he might not have got caught. 5. Oh right, it says black as night. So calendar was a knot. It's black as night. So Harmug wakes up, and to start off with, he's unsure. He's unsure. What does alone mean? Oh, I know. It's alone in the crowd. That's the alone in the crowd book. He's unsure whether he's woken up in the middle of the night or it's the morning, but he feels refreshed. But it's dark. It's dark as though it's in the middle of the night, but there's no stars in the sky. There's no sun. It's just so overcast with thick, dark clouds, ominous clouds, that he's unsure. Oh no. Oh, this weather's atrocious. Oh God, I'm hungry. Alright, I'm gonna try and walk up the road a bit, create some distance between that horrible village, and then I'll look for food again. So he is going to travel. So there's a 1 in 8 chance it says 1 in 8 chance of finding a settlement, so a nice settlement. Nope. So we have a ferocity, it says it there. We have a ferocity road, road. Page 5, B20, 11. That was the same as we rolled before. Castle. I'm going to re-roll. What was 11 again? 19. Ooh, 19. Okay. Okay. So Harmug travels for half the day, trudging towards the north, through these. What's the road like? The road is like a 1. So he's left the road onto a dirt track, and he starts to hear some bells tinkling, and sobbing noises as he turns a corner and a crossing dirt track. He hadn't noticed because of the high country lane type hedgerows along the sides, and it's dark as well, so he doesn't see until he notices some swinging lanterns and this funeral procession of some crying, sad looking villagers. They're all quite old, very poor villagers start coming through. There's a table somewhere for rolling for a number of people in a crowd. Where was that? I think it's in here. I think it's in the omens part. It is. Crowd size. D4. There are 4. Well, there's not thousands of people. I'm going to say D20 plus 12. There's 26. So it's the village. The village has come out to obviously say goodbye to someone who's being carried by multiple villagers. It's a really big, it's a giant coffin, a really large coffin, and they're processing forwards. There's lots of cheering. Oh, our dear, our dear D68, our dear 6 and 3, Vagal. Oh, Vagal, the death of Vagal. The death of Vagal. V-A-G-A-L, yeah. The death of Vagal. Oh, Vagal. Oh, Vagal. Oh, no, what's going on here? Many regrets, no? Condolences. Many condolences to your loss. Yes, many condolences to your loss. Oh, have you got any food? Oh, Vagal has died. Oh no. Oh, it's very sad. Where do you, oh dear me, where do you come from? Oh, because our village is far back, we have been travelling for a few days to take Vagal back home to his native city of Galgenbeck. Oh, how are you? Oh, yeah, that's still another 4 days down the road. Oh, Vagal, do you have any food on you? We have no food. We are on pilgrimage. Oh, Vagal, he defended our village. Our village will be damned. Oh, poor Vagal. So, did you leave people back at your village to guard your village? No, we are all here in honour of Vagal. Oh, really? And what way is your village that way? Yes. And they process on. And although our Harmug was considering to continue north, you think he might take a detour slightly across to the east, just a tad, and see if he can come across their village. So he continues walking for the rest of the day. So we're going to heading east to find the village of Vagal. Head east to, I wonder if we can find Vagal. So let's do another. So he's hungry. We've resolved our encounter to find this procession. He's quite hungry, but he's going to have to go to bed hungry. So if you go to bed, how long does it take? I mean, the reality, you can go several days without food. In reality, catch your breath, drink, fall night's sleep without food or drink. No hit points restored. After 2 days, the starving PC loses D4 hit points per day. An infected character does not benefit from resting. Okay, so this is only his first day of no food. So after today, I think tomorrow, so he'll rest tonight, maybe travel again tomorrow, and see if he can find some food on the day after, or maybe because he's gone quite a while. He did a whole day's travel. Well, let's see what the night and the day brings, and then our Harmug can decide what he's going to do. So we need DR12s. He finds a nice load of ferns that, although have started to go brown and brittle, he finds enough of them to create a little nest. And though, God, his stomach's killing him, he's so hungry, he goes to sleep again without any food. Awakening the next morning to, something tells me I'm going to roll a 1. No, I rolled a 3. Awakens again on his next day of travel. Cow 3 to a 10. I think that's the irritating drizzle. To a drizzly day again. So obviously the clouds have darkened. I'm not going to tell the old man joke again. To a drizzly day. Oh, food. I can either go further on to try and find these people's village where there should be food there, but at least I can sleep in a bed, or maybe get some stuff, or I might have to have a scavenge. I'm going to have a scavenge. I have a scavenge. Spend a day foraging. Leaving the road halfway a day's journey, you encounter nightly campsite events. So a nightly campsite event, I might do that next time we get a weak hit. Let's see. So he's going to spend the day foraging. Yeah. All right. Let's spend the day foraging. So he's gonna because there was ferns and brackens around here. Let's roll a d6 and see what I get. A 2. Oh, there we go. We locate a d6 plus 1 rations of food and water. 1 ration is spoiled, and you are sickened for 6 hours after consumption. Presence DR12 to notice this. Okay. Alright, so we've got a d6 plus 1 days of rations. So of berries. So he spends the whole day, he gets a load of berries. He's able to find a couple of wild crab apples that aren't too rotten. Maybe a dead rabbit, because he's not going to spend time sort of trying to trap a rabbit. 6. So he's got 7 days worth of food. 7 days worth of food and water. He has a presence of 0. Natural 20. Okay. He's got 6 days worth of food and water, because after really taking a look at this rabbit, he decides, oh, you know, I don't think I can use all this rabbit. A lot of this rabbit, it's been here for ages. Oh my God. I mean, I could eat the maggots. They're full of nice protein, and they like taste nice when you roast them over a spit, a griddle rather. But I don't have a griddle, so blech. So at the end of the day, he has 6 supplies of rations. He is going to eat 1, leaving 5 supplies of rations. But it means when he goes back to his fern bed, he at least has a full tum-tum, and will go to sleep, attempting on the 6th day, which will be his next day, to make a little bit. Let's go scavenge. 6 days food. See if he can get a bit closer to this village. This is for the camping. It's a weak hit that night, so we'll do a nightly campsite event, which is a d12. 11. Band of blind albino cultists pass by quietly chanting eerie hymns to their alligator goddess. Okay, so Harmug is all tucked up, and about 1 a.m. there's this very eerie sort of chanting hum, and a small ting ting starts to raise Harmug from his sleep. What's going? Oh, shh. Oh, he's dead, isn't he? Shh. And then going past, right next to Harmug, he said, I once went backpacking. It's more bivouacking really, because I just had like a small little bivouac around. It's the Ridgeway, which is, I think it's near Swindon in England. It's a long mile Roman road, but there's lots of things. There's like the White Horse of Wantage. I actually saw that this day that I tell the story of. I saw my only ever crop circles, and I went into a crop circle, and it was, I know people have taken credit for saying that they use wood and rope and stuff, but it was an eerie feeling, and the corn. I know sometimes when you think back on things, you create a story in your head, and it's not what it really was. It's just a story you remembered. But I swear down that those, like in my memory and in my mind's eye, I can see the corn, and the base of those corn, that was turned at an angle. It wasn't like it was squished down. It was proper turned at an angle. So, I mean, if somebody had done it with rope and stuff, which a group, at least one group has come forward and said, no, it's us. We go around the country making these crop circles using rope. And they've shown videos of how they do it. And fair down, it is what it is. But it felt really weird. It really honestly felt weird. I mean, it was a weird little village with standing stones circling it. It's right on the western end of the Ridgeway. Really weird. Anyway, I'd camped up. I'd walked all day. It drizzled and rained like poor Harmug is getting all day, and I was wet, and so it was quite dark. It's quite early in the evening, but it was dark because they're overcast. And I camped up where I thought it'd be nice, and just like on a little patch of grass. I thought it'd be nice and safe. And in the middle of the night, I got woken by this almighty noise as these two Jeeps, like Land Rovers, went whizzing past, because I'd camped on the side of a bloody country road, unbeknownst to myself, almost basically in a road, and almost got run over in the middle of the night by these Jeeps. It scared the hell out of me. And Harmug feels very much the same way. I'm going to finish soon. So Harmug is woken in the woken by speeding cultists in the middle of the night. Doesn't get a really good night's sleep, but he's down on hit points, isn't he? He's down by 2 hit points, and so as it's a weak hit, he was down by 2 hit points. I think a weak hit means, doesn't that mean that you don't get, he gets D4 hit points back. He used 1 ration beforehand, so he gets a D4 hit points back. I bet it's going to be a 1. Oh, it's a 2. Okay, so he wakes up. Although he was disturbed, he now is on full hit points, 7 hit points, because we went up a level because of the tower, and awakes to a new day. Okay, still no more miseries. Wow, I was sure we'd have one by now. We had one on our first ever roll, which was a D8 or a D10, and now we haven't had one. So, what is the weather for our new day? A 12. So yesterday's drizzle, and he's searching for food. He's going to, oh, it's cold today. It's slightly overcast. There's a bit of wind, and it's biting cold. So Harmug is tucked up in his scale mail and furs. Yep, medium scale mail with fur edging, and he is cold, and he is really feeling very, very crappy, and will continue travelling north on the road. And let's see what we find. The road has become more okay, these are paved roads, so the dirt track has, the almost forgotten dirt track has opened up into some paved roads, which have slight frosting over, and there's a few people that Harmug is walking past every now and then, as he's still heading towards the east a bit. And this is going to be a D20. Let's see what Harmug bumps into. A 5. Oh, okay. So as Harmug travels, there is a change in weather halfway through that, so it gets biting cold. Changes to, what does it change to? 4. Oh wow, a deafening storm, a massive thunderstorm starts up. Pelting rain on Harmug, thunder and lightning. So I think this is where, because we've changed to lightning, I think also just to spice it up in the last part, Harmug on this day 6 is going to come off the road halfway through the journey. Leaving the road after half a day's journey, you encounter a D12, a 7. We encounter goblin infested hills. All right. Okay. So I think we might stop with the pelting rain. Okay, so coming off the side of the road, because we had the paved road, Harmug will come off the side of the road, seeking shelter. He is going to go into a more hilly part and see if he can find some sort of cave or outcrop or rocky overhang that he can try and sit out the rest of this thunderstorm, which is huge claps of thunder and lightning lights up the sky, which is overcast and cold. So he's cold and he's wet, and he's thinking, I need somewhere dry to sit, just to sit out this storm until it turns. Now heading into some hills, he will turn to a cave, a little cave complex he can see off in the distance, and how many do we'll go? All goblins carry a curse. Once like you, they are now trapped in the prison of this crazed goblin flesh. Only their eyes reveal the truth. A ruined mind watching its body prison perform terrible deeds. Even after being attacked by goblins, sends the curse, carried on the winds of their hate. Hit or miss, it doesn't matter. In the dark of Sarkesh, which is where we are, they shoot at passers-by with twanging bows. You must find and kill the goblin before your mind is paralysed. If the curse-carried creature still lives D6 days after the attack, you will warp invariably into one yourself. Then, only the dark of Sarkesh will hide you. Alright. Special quick attacks and defense are DR 14. Alright. So, how many? 1. Oh, we need that. Okay. So, we are going to leave it at in the pelting rain, Harmug finds a small cave, and hiding at the back of that small cave there is this fella here, who with his small bow, as Harmug turns the cave to go in, not really paying attention because he's just trying to move out the rain, our small goblin Seth will fire an arrow at Harmug. Let's see, shall he, because he says hit or miss, so Harmug is going to attempt to dodge it. That's an 11. What's his Harmug's agility? I think Harmug's agility went to +1. It did, +1, so it's 14. So fires an arrow. The arrow twings out. Harmug goes, oh! Dodges the arrow, which swishes past. And at that point, we will have initiative. And our goblin, if our goblin wins initiative, he's going to leg it. And we're going to have a chase through the mud and the rain, as the goblin is going to attempt to shoot at Harmug, and Harmug is going to attempt to catch this goblin, because if he can't catch and kill this goblin, our Harmug has mere days before he will become a goblin himself. So we have a goblin chase. Start with initiative. Alright, a goblin chase. I will use the nice little yellow tab thing to mark the page here. So sadly, we had to say goodbye to Markle, but you know, he will always live on in our memory, if not our nightmares. We didn't get to fight any spiders, so I printed that out for nothing, because Harmug is less of the intellectual and more of the scaredy cat, and he just ran away. But we now have a goblin chase on our hands. Goblin chase. We are also heading towards the Vagal's village. Let's see what happens next. But for now, we'll be job done.